school year and the countless hours I spent within the walls of CJDS, the last thing that comes to mind is the necessary volunteer time I put in as president of the board. Instead, I think about the special moments that I wouldn't have otherwise seen, and I want to highlight some of those moments so that you too can experience them. It's midsummer, the school is very quiet, but behind closed doors, the staff is hard at work. I get my first peek at the global classroom, a direct result of the Coles money. CJDS has the first elementary school global classroom in Charlotte. 21st century education at its best. Visual. It's dismissal just before Rosh Hashanah. It's 2:45 and over 90 children are gathered in the school lobby. In unison, each of them blows their own special shofar, which they made at our very own shofar factory in Lerner Hall. It's mid-January, time for our first two-day Joined in Education event. When we booked Dr. Wendy Mogul, we knew she would draw a crowd well beyond the Jewish community, which is why we booked a venue that holds 1,100 people. We never expected to sell out the event in October, requiring us to ask Dr. Mogul to speak a second night. Night theater was the place to be the night of January 11th. And the next night, parents from Charlotte Country Day and Charlotte Latin School filled the seats at Temple Israel to hear more from Wendy Mogul, but not before listening to the history of Shalom Park. This is CJDS. It's later in January, and our leadership team attends the North America Jewish Day School Conference in Atlanta. We are amongst the leadership of huge Jewish day schools from New York, Chicago, California, Florida. You get the picture. No matter where we are, whether sitting at a table eating lunch, participating in a breakout session, or attending a large lecture, our Charlotte Jewish Day School name tags attract the same question. Do you realize how lucky you are to have Mariashi Groner as the director of your school? Of course we realize, but little did we know that the entire Jewish day school world realizes too. And lastly, about a month ago, before my 5th grade son went to bed, he told me about his new friend, 92-year-old friend, Golda Schwartz, who we met at the JCC during a joint program between CJDS and the Jay's Oasis program. He proceeded to read part of the biography he wrote about Golda. She was 28 and living in Chicago when Israel got its independence, and she also remembered the miracle of the Six-Day War and the Entebbe rescue in 1976. Noah commented on how clearly Golda spoke at the age of 92 and how he hoped to see her again soon. What an incredible learning opportunity, a lesson in history, a lesson on how to communicate with elders, a lesson on our connection to Israel across generations, a lesson on writing a biography in Hebrew and English, and the list goes on. This is CJDS. And this is but a glimpse of the gift you are giving your children. I can say with confidence that you won't find this anywhere else. Maybe now you can understand why I view my role on the CJDS board as a privilege and an opportunity for personal Jewish growth. On that note, on behalf of the board of directors, I want to congratulate our graduates who truly exemplify the core values of our schools. You have shown, as it states in the Talmud, that the highest form of wisdom is kindness. As you continue on your journey, know that being Jewish is the essence of who you are, and use the Torah as a blueprint for your life. As stated so beautifully by Rabbi Simon Jacobson, through its commandments, the Torah teaches us how to actualize ourselves according to God's intentions in creating us. And please remember, you will always have a home away from home at CJDS. Mazel tov to you and your families. Thank you.